Cucina povera means poor man's cooking or peasant's cooking, and actually it is a way to make the best of what you've got at home. And today I will be making the best of what we have dug from the garden and what I've got in the fridge. This is spinach which Julia has just picked for me from the garden and I've washed.
You could also use some of those frozen balls, couldn't you, though, to be fair?
You could, yes.
You could, that would be something everybody would have.
This is also kale, just washed from our garden, and this is chard. I'm chopping everything into relatively small pieces. The chard and the spinach had some fairly chunky ends, so I will dispose of those. And I'll do to the chard what I did to the other vegetables. Olive oil, and I'll put everything as it is inside my pan. I always try and avoid boiling my vegetables and I'll always cook them in the pan with some olive oil and the cover on, because they will release a lot of water and actually retains all of the goodness. Whereas if you're boiling them, you're diluting and you then get rid of the water and all the goodness goes. So this is really, really good. On the hob, maximum temperature. As soon as they start sizzling, I'll turn it down on medium-high number 6 and I'll place the lid on. And this will take about 4 to 5 minutes and they will really reduce in volume considerably. Olive oil in the new pan, and these are anchovies. I want to take approximately 4 out of my tin.
Jar.
Perfect. Jar, thank you, Julie. Chili pepper, this is very mild, so I'm happy that I can use it all. Ideally, I would have liked to use a red one, but I did say this is Cucina Povera and I'm making use of what I have. This is from our garden, so excellent choice. And I'm going to chop into very little pieces and I'm going to leave the seeds because it's really mild, so I don't mind them. And not will Julie either.
No.
Nice large clove of garlic. I will be removing the skin from this one today. Often I do not, but I will for this dish. And I'll give it a good crush.
Thank you, dear. He got me with that.
And whilst everything is still cold, I will add to the rest of the ingredients. I'll move this so you can see better, and I'll put the frying pan in here. Temperature is quite high, and as soon as everything starts sizzling, I'm going with my fork. I'll turn it down because it's spitting, and I'll start mashing them with my fork. Turn it down further so the garlic doesn't burn, and I'll turn this off for a little while. In the meantime, I'll chop some tomatoes, and even the tomatoes, I'll just hide the brand. Look, even those are reduced, so that we're making the most of the most economic stuff we've got in the fridge. In the meantime, do not forget your greens, of course, so just go along halfway through and give them a little mix so that they do not get stuck to the bottom of the pan, and place the lid back on. And back to the tomatoes, I'm halving them, but I would not use tin tomatoes for this recipe. I will not be cooking them for very long, and personally I like to have them crunchy in my pasta later, so if you use tin tomatoes, clearly they'll be very soft. So best not to have them than having tin tomatoes, if you see what I mean. And I'm happy that my greens are properly cooked. I'm going to drizzle a little bit more olive oil and mix them together. I'll turn my frying pan back on again medium-high number 6, and I add my greens. I've got some hot water on the go ready for my pasta, so I'm going to pinch a little bit from it with a ladle and add it here. And I'll turn this on to a medium-low for the time being, so that everything starts simmering together. So my water is boiling and my pasta goes in. I'm doing spaghetti today. Pasta is almost cooked and I'm going along and pinching some water. This water is perfect because it's got the starches from the pasta, and I will be using it with the greens and the anchovies, and I'll make a little cream. Pasta is very al dente and I will add it to my greens. And I will be adding all of my water now, so that that will also help the cooking process. And at the same time I will add my tomatoes. And I'll mix it for a good minute, and everything will blend together, and the water will finish cooking the pasta, and I should have a lovely little cream at the end. And I'm there. Turn this off. Here it is. It smells nice.
It does.
This is Parmesan cheese, which I grated earlier. Ideally, I would have liked to use pecorino cheese, but I used my last of the pecorino on the amatriciana I cooked the other day. Actually, if you want to see the video, you can click up here. So I'll be using Parmesan. Again, that is what I've got in the fridge, and that's what I'm using today. So I didn't go and buy pecorino on purpose. And I'm gonna sprinkle some on top of my pasta here first. And I'll mix it together.
It's so colourful, isn't it? It's beautiful.
If you watch any Italian videos where they're cooking, you will see that at the very end they always put some raw olive oil. That is because raw olive oil releases a tremendous flavor, especially when it's in touch with hot food, and that is what I'm going to be doing next. So highly recommended. One last mix and we are ready to serve. And I'll serve myself a lovely little portion the old traditional way. I know that I could do a posh, elegant nest, but that would not be cucina povera, would it, Julie?
No.
And once it's in your plate, you can also put a little bit more Parmesan cheese if you like. Okay.
Delicious.
Ooh. Ooh. Nice and al dente, amazing. Just a few ingredients and a wonderful, amazing flavor. Really, really nice. I'm loving it. They are some of the best meals that you will find in southern Italy. They are wonderful. Arrivederci, grazie, and if you cook it, I hope you enjoy. Ciao.